Hi everyone, it's Linda from Lefty's Crochet Knit. I'm just here to do a quick tutorial on the cowl that I actually made. So I'm just going to do a swatch to let you know. So what you're going to need today is a measuring tape, pair of scissors, your needles, and a darning needle. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cast on about 10 stitches, and I'll do the tutorial with you. So let's see here now. Okay, so we need the yarn that I actually used for the cowl was Boogie Nights. It's 5 bulky weight, but it's only a really thin yarn, and it's Jackpot Cagnote is the color of it. And what I did, I doubled the yarn when I made the cowl to make it thick enough. Now you can use any kind of yarn you want for this. So now the sample I'm going to make up, I'm going to use a worsted weight yarn. So I'm going to cast on about 15 stitches. So what I want you to do, I want you to take the yarn, okay, and take enough off. You're going to have to cast on 25 stitches. Okay, so this here on your left is going to be your working yarn, and this is the other yarn. All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to make our knot like we normally do. And I'll put that on, and then we're going to cast on with the thumb cast on, leg over the thumb and up, and then you're going to take your working yarn, which is on your right. You're going to put it over the needle and take that one over your thumb off and pull it. And that's knitting the stitch onto the needle. And you're going to keep doing that till you get 25 stitches on your needle. Now I'm just going to put about 15 here. That's 2, 4, 6, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Okay, that's casting them on. Now, what we got to do, we're going to knit every row in order to get the garter stitch. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to knit every row. going to keep doing that. Now, you should have 25 stitches on your needle. And I made the cowl. It was 26 inches long. So it's going to be 26 inches long before you cast off. And then when you cast off, you're going to cast off and sew it together. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Oh, goodness. I'm going to do this row, and then I'll show you how to cast off. But you're actually going to put 25 stitches on the needle, and you're going to keep knitting until you actually have your cowl is actually 26 inches long. And then you're going to fold it over, and you're going to sew it on the end, and sew all your darnall in your ends, and that'll be your cowl. Simple as that, easy peasy. So I just want to show you how to cast off here, though. And there's what it's going to look like that. Yeah, I'll show you how to cast off. Oh, stitch there. Okay, so cast off, you're going to knit that first one, knit the second one, and then you're going to take your needle, slip it into that first one, and slip it over and off your needle. That's one. There's 2. There's 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. 12. 13. 14. 15. The last stitch is on your needle. Okay, so normally what I do with that, I take a crochet hook and I take this yarn here, take that out the needle, put the hook through there, put the hook through like that, and bring the loop through there. Okay, you'll leave a long tail there, quite a bit of long tail for darning in. And you're going to pull that through like that. And that makes your knot. And there's your that's what you're going to end up with. And then you just take your 2 ends and you sew them together. And you have your cowl. And this is what the cowl actually looks like. I had a picture on my previous video. There will be a picture on the introduction to this video also. There's your cowl. And you just stitch it up like you normally do a slip stitch. And you stitch it up. You can barely see the stitch there. And you darn all your edges in. And that's your cowl. And it can go up like that. And you want to loosen it on your neck too. You don't want to too tight on your neck. And that's your cowl. Now, that's finally I got the tutorial for the cowl done. Thank God. Now, what I'm going to do now is do a little bit of abbreviations in that. So we're just going to make sure you got everything there. Okay. All right. So what we got, I'm going to have to use this needle here. Okay, so what we have here, we're not going to bother looking at that side, so let's take this, just put that over there like that. All right, so this is from the joymotioncrochet.com website that I actually told you about on the last video. So these are your basic crochet abbreviations. So CH is the chain stitch, SL, ST is the slip stitch, Single crochet is SC. Double crochet is DC. Treble crochet is TR. Half double crochet is half double C. Skip. Yarn over is YO. And then your gauge is very important when you're making a garment. But for a blanket or a scarf or something like that, it's not that important. But it's really important when you're making a wearable garment. Okay, so that's the crochet, the basic crochet stitches. Now, what we got here, we got a US and UK and Canadian. So we're not going to bother doing the UK. We'll just do the US. All right. So a 2mm Canadian. Okay. And there's a 2.25mm crochet hook. And that would be a D or a 1 in the US. 2.5mm. And then there's 2.75mm. That'd be a C or number 2 in the States. 3mm, and then there's 3.25mm, and that's a D in the States or a 3. 3.5mm is an E in the States or a 4. 3.75mm is an F or a G, and the 4mm is a G6 in the States. 4.25mm Canadian, 4.5mm is a 7 in the States. 5mm H hook was an H in the States, and 5.5mm is an I, which is 9. And 6.6mm is a J, which is a 10. So you'll need to know basically all these, right? If you're going by tutorials online or whatever, you should really know some of them. And now your yarn weights usually says on the cover on the yarn, like here, this one here says that it's 5 bulky and you normally use with that you would use a 6.5mm crochet hook if you're crocheting, and it's a 5 bulky here. Right here, that's where you see it. But some yarn that you get doesn't have any information at all. So that's why these cheat sheets are really good, right? Because you can get a lace is a 0 yarn, so that would be a crochet cotton or something similar to that. A fingering yarn. That would also be that. And the crochet hook you would use with that is a 1.5 or 2.25mm. Okay, so we're not going to look at the States. All right, now, a super fine, that's another type, that's a fingering sock or baby yarn. So you'd use a 2.25 to a 3.5mm crochet hook. 2 fine or sport baby would be 3.5 to 4.5mm. 3 light or DK double knit light worsened would be 4.5 to 5.5mm. A 4 medium worsened, which is what I just had there with the when I was doing the swatch for the cowl, and that's a medium or worsen. An Aran triple knit, very rare to find a triple knit, fisherman napkin, use 5.5 to 6.5 millimeter crochet hook. Bulky or chunky craft rug or double knit, use 6.5 to 9 millimeter. Super chunky or roving is a 9 millimeter to 15 millimeter, and jumbo or roving is a 15 millimeter or larger. So that's why I use the cheat sheets here, because it gives you information on the yarn and the hook sizes. There's also a chart here for the it gives you the ply of the yarn. A lace would normally be a thread like a crochet cotton. It'd be 35 WPI. WPI is wraps per inch. So you get 35 wraps to an inch with that one, the lace. And then you have cobweb, lace, and light fingering. Cobweb is 1 ply, lace is 2 ply, and light fingering is 3 ply. Okay. Then you got your super fine fingering and baby yarn. It's 3 ply or 4 ply, and the whips per inch would be 19 to 22. So it's wraps per inch is 19 to 22 wraps per inch. And then you got 2 fine sport or baby. It's 4 or 5 ply, and it's 15 to 18 wraps per inch. And your 3 light, which is your DK double knit or your light worsted, is 8 ply, 12 to 14 wraps per inch. And 4 medium worsted or fisherman or Afghan, it's a 10 ply or 12 ply, 9 to 11 wraps per minute, wraps per inch rather. And bulky is that chunky craft rug would be 12 ply or 16 ply, 7 to 8 wraps per minute. And the super bulky or the roving would be 14 ply or 5 to 6 wraps per inch. And the jumbo roving would be 0 to 4 wraps per inch. So that's going to be important when we actually start doing our gauge. And I'll go over that information with you. Now, what I have here now is a little chart. Okay. Now this is a crochet chart. Here. Okay, and it's got a few different chart symbols on it. So this one here, it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is a 5 double crochet shell. So it's 5 DC shell. And this one here, up here in the pattern, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 double crochet shell. And it just means that all those double crochets are done in the same chain loop or the same chain, depending on it. But right here it's a chain loop because you have 3 chain loops. These little holes are the loops. Then this one here is a back post double crochet. I'll actually show you how to do that. That's for the back because it's open this way. So that's for the back. This one down here is the front post double crochet because it's open to the left. And then this half circle is turning down. So that's back, working the back loop only, a BLO. It's working the back loop only. There's your chain. It's an open circle. This here is your double crochet. The T with the line through it like that is your double crochet. So here's some double crochets here in the black. There's also some here in the green. There are double crochets on the chart. This here, okay, you know these two are double crochets. And when you see that, it's double crochet 2 together. So you're going to double crochet 2 together and end up with one chain. And then This one here is double crochet 3 together. This one here is a double treble crochet because it's got 3 lines across it, so it's a double treble crochet. This one over here got 2 lines across it, right here. That got 2 lines across it, that's just a treble. The arrow with the open inside is an end. The upside down half circle is worked in the front loop because it's facing up. This T is a half double crochet. The cross here is a single crochet. And then you have 2 single crochets together. So single crochet 2 together there. That's what that means. And then here you got 3 single crochet together right here. And then the circle that's closed is a slip stitch. And then the arrow that's filled in is the start. And the treble crochet would be just 2 loops. This is double treble here because it got 3. Now, one thing that I want to mention is on the patterns for a left-hander. Okay, your start is usually start from the right to the left. But because you're left-handed, you're going to have to change your start over this way and do it this way in order for your pattern to work out for you. So they're going to be absolutely, there's things like that you have to watch out when you're doing your patterns. Different things like that. So that's actually the charts. Okay, now, I am going to show you the front and back post double crochet, and I'm going to show you the back loop and front loops, and then we're going to actually get into doing a pattern. Next tutorial that I'm going to do, though, is going to be actually on the ribbing. So I'm going to show you the ribbing, the knitted ribbing that I actually put it on my crocheted items. The ribbing on the crocheted items is usually front post, back post, double crochet, which we've seen in that chart there. So when we get to do our sweater, I'm going to show you how they do the front and back post double crochet, so they can you might like it on the crocheted sweater, but I don't. That's why I do the knitted ribbing first, and then I do the crocheting, whatever crocheting I have to do. So thank you for coming and watching my tutorial, and I hope to see you again next time. Please subscribe to the channel. Night now.